素晴らしい。ここはまだ盗賊に荒らされてはおらん。教授、あれはこの箱はもしや死人の書に伝えられるあの闇の教授しっかりしてください。あれこそが闇のパズル。
激烈バトル、闇のゲーム。
昼休みだぜ。バスケやるぞ。女子も混ぜてやるぜ。おいユギ、一人で遊んでばっかいないで、たまにはバスケでもやらないか？
いいよ。僕の入ったチーム負けちゃうから。
それもそうだな。よーし、みんな行くぞ。
たまにはみんなでゲームやりたいな。カバンにたくさんゲーム入れて学校に来てんだけどな。そうだ、今日こそあれを完成させるぞ。いつも持ち歩いてる宝物。この箱の中に僕の宝物が入ってるんだけど、絶対秘密。それではクイズです。その中の宝物は見えるんだけど見たことないものです。さあ、なんだと思う？その答えは城之内くん。
ユーギ、何独り言言ってんだ？見えるけど見えねえとか、わけのわかんねえこと昔やが。
返してくれよ。
くいじいじとこんな箱大事にしやがって。あのな、ユーイン。お前のそういうところ、なんつかこう、煮え切らねえっつうか、イライラすんぜ。お前を男らしくするため指導してやる。そら、この箱取り返したいんだろ？なら思いっきりかかってこい。
僕、喧嘩とか暴力大嫌い。
根性はねえのに声はでかいな、おめえ。
とにかく、その箱返してよ。
そうだ、やめろ、城之内。お、何か用かね。1年生のくせに生徒会長に立候補して落選し、お掃除委員になった本田君。お掃除委員ではない、理科委員といい。お前も声でかいな。そう、確かにお前の言う通り、俺は生徒会長に落選したが、そのことで俺は一回り大きな人間として生まれ変わったのだ。理科委員となり、ところでこの箱に何が入ってんだ？聞いては
見たのはいいけど、絶対なくさないでよ。すっげえ大切なものなんだから。
人の話くらいちゃんと聞けって。なんでつまんねえもん。まさき、
あんず。
つまんないんならさっさと返してあげなさいよ。それに弱い者いじめするあんたの顔の方がよっぽどつまんないよ。
弱い者いじめじゃねえよ。俺は遊戯を男らしくしてやろうと。
おだまり。
あ、美穂ちゃん。
あ、ごめん、美穂に怒鳴ったわけじゃないのよ。
ちょっとびっくりしちゃった。購買本すっごく並んでたからお昼まだなのよ。
そりゃいけない。すぐ俺が買ってくるよ。ああ、待て、俺も行くよ。
たくもあいつら。
くそ、あいつムカつくぜ。美穂ちゃんの悪口はやめろ。誰が野坂美穂の話したよ。まさきだよ、まさきあんず。くそ、誰が弱いもんいじめだ。
君たち、いじめがどうしたって？
なんでもねえよ。ああ、いや、なんでもありませんです。本当に。
いじめはよくありませんよ、いじめは。
はい、分かってます。
ああ、それから、学生服のボタンはきちんと止めるように。
あ、はい。だな。てめえ苦しいじゃねえかよ。バカ、お前相手が誰だか分かってんのか？風紀委員の牛尾さんだぞ。学校の規律は全て彼が仕切ってる。すごい人なんだ。どうだかな。ああいうのに限って影で何やってんだか分かりゃしねえよ。バカ言うな。
さすがだな。あんずの一言で結構ビビってたもんね。
ああいうのはね、こっちがおとなしくしてるとつけ上がるんだよ。遊戯もたまにはガツンとかましてやんなきゃ。
でも城之内くん、そんなに悪い人には。
そんな人のいいこと言ってるからバカにされるんだよ。ところでさ、何なのこれ。
そっか、これあんずにも見せてなかったっけ。秘密守るなら見せてあげるよ。
守るから見せて見せて。綺麗じゃん。これなんかの部品？バラバラだけど。
パズルだよ。まだ完成させたことないからどんな形なのかわからない。つまり見えるんだけど見たことないものなんだ。
なる。
僕んちゲーム屋だからいろんな国のゲームが揃ってるんだけど、これ昔店の棚の隅っこで埃かぶってるのを見つけてもらっちゃったんだ。エジプトの遺跡から発見された珍しいパズルだって。
エジプトね。
ほら、箱の周りに変な文字が刻まれてるだろ。僕が推測するにこんな意味のことが書いてあると思うんだ。このパズルを解いた人には漏れなく願いを一つ叶えてあげよう。ってさ、いやちょっと都合良すぎるからなんかバカにしてない？つまみ
なことないよ。で、何なのその願いって。
ダメダメ、これだけは絶対秘密だからね。
お、なんだそれ。さっき遊戯の宝の箱からこっそり持ち出したもんよ。チラッとしか見えなかったけどパズルのようなもんだったことは確かだ。つまりよ、このパーツ1個でもなくなりゃ 宝であって宝でなくなるってわけよ。城之内、お前昔っからしょうもないやつだったが、本当にしょうもないな。少しは心の美化を図ったらどうなんだ？そういやお前、弁当買いに行くんじゃなかったのか？あ！
お腹すいたな。
いけねえ！何が宝だ。いつまでも子供みてえに。ユキの野郎、そういうところがムカつくんだよ。
一つ、我々は世の切り。
This is Filmora 9, the easy-to-use drag-and-dropping multi-track screen recorder. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. Hang on. Okay, before I come on screen, I'm going to ask you guys to just pretend like everything is normal. Like I don't look any different from usual, okay? All right, and 3, 2, 1. Hi guys, it's me, Little Kherubo. Looking like an actual, Little Kherubo. I know what you're thinking. Wasn't that Yami Yugi guy supposed to take over reviewing GX for me? Well, let's just say his ego got a little too big for his magical leather breeches, and he scarpered, leaving me in the lurch and in the Shadow Realm of all places. So obviously the only way for me to escape the Shadow Realm was to sign a pact with the Dark Lord Zork, giving him ownership of my physical body so that he could once again walk the earth and allowing me to return to the world of the living in the form of a duel spirit. And of course he picked a Kherubo because I guess the Dark Lord Zork has a sense of humor. Anyway, so long story short, I'm back and I'm adorable. No, and surprise bonus, they finally let me into Slifer Red because apparently anyone who resembles Jade and Yuki's haircut gets accepted automatically to the shittest house at Duel Academy. Can't wait to start chunking with bunking with Chumley. Hopefully he doesn't mistake me for a pillow because that could get rough. So yes, now that I've escaped the Shadow Realm, I can finally begin doing the Dark Lord Zork's bidding. Go back to reviewing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Totally without the Dark Lord's consent. It definitely is not his grand plan to destroy the world by subjecting you all to Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-off content. In case you're new to these videos, this is the series where I watch an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and recap what transpires, all whilst providing my jokey commentary about how crazy and out there Yu-Gi-Oh! Tends to be. This isn't a review show, and you shouldn't take any of my jokes as genuine criticism or opinion, and you certainly shouldn't use any of my commentary as an actual critique of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Except for the part where I declare a blood feud with Bastion Misawa, that stuff is very real and I'm very serious about it. Attack point quantum mechanics. Fuck off. Anyway, with the prerequisite Bastion bashing out of the way, let's find out what's in store for us in episode 33 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, entitled Field of Screams, Part 3. Funnily enough, the movie Field of Dreams was originally going to be called Field of Screams, but then Bobcat Goldthwait dropped out at the last second and was replaced with Kevin Costner. Made a world of difference. Yes, previously on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the villainous Camula had turned Zane into a sort of plushy voodoo doll version of himself. No! Now how will he stand by the lighthouse and do not much of anything at all? You've robbed this show of its most fleshed out and layered character. All kidding aside, this is a big deal because as far as we know, Zane is the best duelist at the Academy, leaving them with not much hope of overcoming Camula. After all, centuries of vampire folklore have taught us that the only way to defeat a vampire is through card games. Stake through the heart, crucifixes, aggressive application of garlic does not seem to be an option here. No, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, Van Helsing was just a halfway competent poker player who just so happened to find himself facing legions of the undead more often than not. So as this episode begins, we see Chancellor Shepard taking responsibility for his actions, refusing to put children in harm's way, and deciding to face Camula himself. No, actually that's a lie. He's just looking out the window at a bunch of clouds. Probably a bit worried about those kids he sent to their likely demise, but mostly looking at clouds. We then see one of the seals protecting the sacred beasts magically opening, and Shepard comments to himself that 2 of the gates have now been unlocked. Then suddenly he gets a video call on his computer from Baron Harkonnen from the Doom movie? God, I hope this all culminates with musical artist Sting in a codpiece.
Your excellent duelists only excel in losing.
Hey, that's not fair. They're also very good at finding egg witches. And sometimes tennis.
Why don't you give up and surrender the 5 remaining keys now?
You see, back before social media existed, the only way to get your fix of misery was to log on to Skype and get berated by an underwater mutant man. We all did it. Chancellor Shepard says that if he knows his students, they'll never give up, no matter the odds.
I mean, after all, they've come to this island to be champions.
Except for Chumley, he's mostly here to disappoint his father. But he'll be the champion of disappointing his father. Underwater Immortan Joe isn't done scoffing.
My vampire is ready to feed again.
Oh no, that means another kid's life is at risk. But hey, you go back to looking at clouds, Chancellor Shepard. I'm sure there's nothing more you could do. Jaden is tossing and turning in his sleep, and Alexis has the utmost concern for him.
Jaden, get well.
Wow, yeah, she really sold the concern there. When I receive a get well soon card in the mail, that's exactly what I hear in my head. Just a very exasperated,
Get well.
like, come on, get well already, jeez. Alexis watches over her brother, who she doesn't tell to get well. Sheesh, hurry up. Atticus's medallion then starts to glow, and he begins to show signs of life. If only Zane were here to see this, he'd likely exhibit the one emotion he's capable of expressing. Back at Castle Camula, Cyrus and Chumley are dragging Professor Banner, insisting that he stand up to Camula.
I mean, you're a Shadow Games expert. Yeah, not only that, you're the only one out here that's wearing garlic aftershave.
Look, I'm all for putting garlic in everything, but there is a limit, and you have crossed it, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Also, you know Chumley only knows this because he attempted to eat Professor Banner's aftershave unsuccessfully. Or successfully. I don't know. I don't want to take credit away from Chumley. Professor Banner protests.
Who will take care of my cat? Pharaoh has a very specific diet.
Hurrah! That's right. Who will catch me freshwater salmon from the river if Professor Banner leaves? And who will drive me to Taco Bell at 2 in the morning after I party a little too hard with the catnip? Meow. Yes, there is a Taco Bell on Academy Island. It's been there the whole time. Don't take my word for it. Check the official school map. The whole group is surprised as Alexis shows up in a motorboat announcing the cavalry has arrived. Oh shit! Alexis is finally going to step up to the plate and realize her potential as both a character and a duelist. This is going to be...
We don't need Banner when we've got Jaden.
Oh, she's just there to hand the plot over to Jaden. Got it. Never mind, guys. False alarm, everybody. Jaden emerges from underneath a sheet on the boat. Not sure why Alexis had hidden him under that sheet, presumably to downplay the disappointment of Jaden once again being the solution to the problem. The others protest, saying Jaden is still way too hurt to challenge Camula, but Jaden gestures to his medallion piece, which has now been joined by the other half that Atticus was wearing. It turns out back in the nurse's office, Atticus woke up and had an emotional reunion with his sister. And by emotional reunion, I mean he immediately started spouting exposition at her in a very bored fashion.
You cannot defeat her like the others.
But why not?
She has a shadow charm that gives her the power to steal souls.
Does it also have the power to steal acting talent? Because that seems to have happened here. Atticus explains that Camula used a shadow charm to take people's souls, and the only way to prevent her from doing it again is to use another shadow charm, referring to his medallion. Ah yes, the shadow charms. Not to be mistaken for the Millennium items. Very different. I mean, you've got a bunch of mystical items shared by duelists, each containing their own unique dark powers that add different stakes to card games. And then you've got the shadow charms. Seriously though, did the Shadow Riders ask their boss for Millennium items and he told them they've got Millennium items at home? Only for it to be these shitty knockoff items that cancel each other's powers out when they're used in tandem. Alexis says if they can stop her stealing souls, then they can duel Camula with all their might rather than just standing there scared. Look, just standing there is all the animation budget will allow for most Yu-Gi-Oh characters, so don't go getting your hopes up, okay? Alexis says they've now got their own shadow charm, compliments of Atticus. Cool, so we've got a magical artifact infused with dark powers, so of course we're going to give it to Jaden for safekeeping, the guy who literally slept through the entire defense against the dark arts class. Well, at least it's already broken, so he can't do that. Jaden leads the charge to Camula's castle and announces that he's here to take back his friend's souls, which is weird because the only souls taken are Crowler and Zane. But I guess there's no quick way to say, I'm here to take back the souls of the guys who either hate me or are entirely indifferent to me, depending on the episode you're watching. A flock of bats appears. Bat, 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 bat. Suddenly, Camula is there, prepared to duel, facing off against Jaden, much like in her duel with Zane. Jaden is quick to catchphrase at her.
All right, Camula, get your game on. And I mean on high, Camula. Camula?
On high. What is this? Baking instructions for getting your game on? Should I also spray my game with a thin layer of cooking oil before getting it on? Do I need to wait 30 minutes to swim after getting my game on? I've still got lots of questions.
Because when someone duels my pals and turns their souls into some dolls, it puts me in a bad mood.
I also don't like Mondays, Camula, and dropping my toast butter side down really honks me off, Camula. Camula channels her inner Bakura.
And let me tell you something. I don't care.
That's good. Jaden activates polymerization to fuse elemental heroes Avion, Sparkman, and Bubbleman in order to summon elemental hero Tempest's crotch. That's a lot of crotch. Like his crotch span is even more impressive than his wingspan. Bastion says Jaden is trying to end this duel quickly and that with a move like that he might just do it. Only for Chaz to say, don't count Camula out just yet. Count. Yeah, I get it. Because vampires and Sesame Street. Professor Banner agrees, saying that they've seen how strong her cards can be, especially Illusion Gate. Sorry, Banner, I'd respond to your dialogue, but I'm mostly concerned about the fact that you're holding Pharaoh the Cat, like, right around his throat there. Prah! A little oxygen, if you don't mind. I'm used to choking on hairballs, but this is too much. Meow. Alexis says they'll just have to hope that Camula doesn't play Illusion Gate, which of course leads to Camula playing
Illusion Gate!
Alexis, maybe next time you'll think twice before making allusions to Illusion Gate. Camula reminds us that Illusion Gate first destroys all monsters on the field, and then she can summon any monster Jaden has played. Her Millennium Choker... Shadow Charm glows, and she mentions all she needs to do to activate Illusion Gate is deliver a soul to the sacred beasts if she should happen to lose. She ponders over which of Jaden's friends to sacrifice, and then she just decides to put all of their souls at stake. Oh, I see the Shadow Charms operate on Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 rules, in that you can just sort of make up rules as you go along, and nobody questions it.
With this necklace, I can do anything.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 rules right there. Jaden moves his head back, and the broken medallion around his neck just falls into place, and both pieces connect, fusing together in a brilliant display of magical light. What, you didn't try just placing them together yourself? It had to happen by accident. Should just be called Lucky Charms. If only so Night Shroud could have said, they're always trying to take my Lucky Charms. Sorry, these Shadow Charms are really pissing me off today. Alexis exclaims that Jaden's Shadow Charm cancelled the power of Camula's necklace, which I don't think he was trying to do, because even he seemed shocked by it. And this begs the question, why do the Shadow Charms cancel each other out randomly like that? If you're part of an evil group trying to overthrow the world or whatever, is it really a good idea for each of you to be carrying the one thing that can stop you all from pulling it off? Seems pretty ass backwards to me, and I'm a guy who likes his asses forwards at all times. Camula cries out in fury while showing off a lot of leg, and Jaden thinks to himself,
Thanks, Atticus. Couldn't have done it without you.
even though you literally and figuratively did. No, you're right, if Atticus hadn't been abducted and then was brainwashed into serving an evil entity and then lost to you in a card game and fell unconscious so that you could take his stuff, you never would have pulled this off. Thank you, Atticus, for intentionally doing all of those things. Jaden tells Camula to put that cheating card away and get on with this duel, which is rich seeing as how Jaden apparently has upwards of 30 different fusion monsters at his fingertips at any given moment. Camula is forced to offer her own soul as sacrifice in order to use Illusion Gate's effect, laying waste to elemental hero Tempest's crotch and resurrecting it on her side of the field. Camula then summons Zombie Werewolf in attack mode. Nice of the Lycans to get over their pesky centuries-long grudge against vampires so that Camula can play with them in a children's card game. And then Camula attacks with elemental hero Tempest. Jaden's life points drop to 1200, and Camula is about to follow up with Zombie Werewolf, but then elemental hero Tempest's crotch begins to disobey Camula. Jaden explains,
Guess he doesn't like his new boss. But you can forget the 2-week notice.
yeah, Camula shouldn't be so surprised he wasn't looking for a long-term position. After all, you can't spell elemental hero Tempest without temp. Turns out Jaden activated his trap card, Crosshard, which puts elemental hero Tempest back on Jaden's side of the field. Im is Chaz pressed and comments that Jaden's learned a few new tricks, and we see the Crowler doll sticking out of his pocket chiming in with a, I hope so. Imagine having your soul taken out of your regular human body and put into something so small and cute. I personally would refrain from going out in public. Can't imagine. Jaden says that he's going to teach that werewolf pooch a few new tricks, which is coming right off of Chaz's line about Jaden learning new tricks. So it's driving the writer in me nuts. Seriously, these lines are practically adjacent.
Looks like Jaden's learned a few new tricks. Time to teach that werewolf pooch a few new tricks.
Sounds like the writer could learn a few new tricks. Like checking a thesaurus once in a while. Jaden says he's going to teach them how to play dead, and then Tempest destroys Zombie Werewolf. I personally would not trust Jaden alone with my pets. Not after seeing this. Hey, do you reckon if Zombie Werewolf joined Duel Academy, they'd be assigned to Old Ra Yella? Yeah? Because dead dogs. Camula's life points dropped to 2,400, but now she's able to summon another zombie werewolf from her deck with an additional 500 attack points. Jaden then delivers this totally natural read.
Maybe a face down will tame him.
Maybe a second take would have saved that line. Camula has a brief inner monologue and then makes one of the strangest card-drawing effort noises that I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot because I watch Yu-Gi-Oh!
You have much more to worry about than just him. This next turn should prove that.
It sounds like she pulled the card out of herself. Camula plays Pot of Greed. This allows her to draw 2 more cards, which I assume means she makes this noise. Sounds painful. Camula asks,
Do you know the only thing worse than a vampire mistress?
getting caught cheating with them by your werewolf wife?
A vampire mistress with a grudge.
Oh shit, she's gonna summon the Grudge? Quick, Jaden, activate your cursed VHS tape trap card. Get your Ringu on, it's the only way. Camula brings out Vampire Genesis. Speaking of which, Cyrus and Chumley discuss Terminator Genesis.
Did you see that? Unfortunately.
Bastian says Jaden will have his work cut out for him. This makes Bastian think of all the schoolwork he could be doing right now, and he gets all moody, but in a posh kind of way. Camula activates Genesis Crisis, which is basically the plot of the video game Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, letting her draw a zombie monster to her hand every turn, and then discard it using Vampire Genesis to summon another low-level zombie monster. And I bet you're thinking she's going to use this elaborate summoning method to summon something really cool, aren't you? Nope, zombie werewolf, just the same thing as before. She has a full-on harem of werewolves at this point. Or is that a howlum? You know, I think I might be a zombie werewolf myself. After all, I have a very strong urge to howl at Camula's full moon. Camula seems to already know how Jaden's elemental heroes work, and prevents him from using Tempest's ability by removing his trap card from the field, using her giant Trunade. Cyrus wonders how she could possibly know all that.
How did she know to do that?
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, you guys are always screaming at the top of your lungs what your cards all do. It's not like it's this big secret. You tell literally everyone in earshot. Even Jaden is curious.
So isn't the villain supposed to tell the charming hero how she did it? Because I'm all ears.
By that logic, isn't the charming hero supposed to be charming? It's right there in the description. Even the shadow charms are more charming than you, and they're shit. Camula's eyes glow bright red. Looks like she really did get her game on high. And she reveals that her bats aren't just for decoration.
They were spying on each and every one of you.
God, can you imagine how bored the bat spying on Bastian must have been? Day 2. He's still studying attack point quantum mechanics. Every 5 minutes or so, he'll just let out a loud chuckle and say the word remarkable, and then go back to doing it. That bat must have been miserable.
And just as they told me the weaknesses of your pathetic little friends Crowler and Zane, they told me yours.
The bat spying on Crowler must have come back with a very long list of weaknesses. Okay, so really, literally anything will throw this guy into a state of despair. Just say something mildly rude about his haircut. Call him Professor instead of Doctor. That really, he hates that. Oh, and try taping over his copy of Beaches, the movie. That would break him. Vampire Genesis's crotch proves too strong for elemental hero Tempest. And Chumley explains,
This is very anti-licious.
add it to the... Wait, no. Remove it from the list? Camula commands Zombie Werewolf to attack directly, and then is shocked as Jaden refuses to fall down, claiming he should have no more life points left.
How is this?
Insurance is how.
Oh, Jaden actually went out and bought life point insurance. Probably a wise investment given how many he goes through. Turns out that Jaden somehow knew that Camula would know how his deck worked, and he planted that trap card so that Camula would send it back to his hand, activating its effect and giving him 500 extra life points. Wait, so hang on. When Camula knows how Jaden's deck works, it requires a lengthy explanation, and nobody understands how it's possible. But when Jaden just magically knows Camula's strategy, there's no explanation necessary? How do we know Jaden isn't spying on everybody with his own army of winged Kherubos? And before you go getting any ideas, notice I have no wings. I can assure you that I am not one of Jaden's army of Kherubos. here to spy on you. Just a messenger for the Dark Lord Zork, that's all. The others begin to panic, worrying that Jaden isn't on top of his game here, and they might have to offer their spirit keys up to Camula after all.
Let's bargain with her. Maybe put her in touch with a local blood bank.
Ah yes, not only is there a Taco Bell on Academy Island, there's also a handy blood bank. Check the map, I'm not lying.
I think this is bigger than that, Professor. I mean, sure, vampires crave blood, but I think this one craves our spirit keys a lot more.
You'd think draining someone of their blood would be a much quicker way to go about taking a key from someone versus playing a long drawn-out card game. But hey, I don't make the vampire rules. Camula starts having a flashback, and it's told in like a ye olde storybook form. Can't wait to hear about how they played ye olde children's card games back in ye olde times.
We lived in harmony with our mortal brothers and sisters.
Yes, nothing says living in harmony quite like building a massive f***-off castle towering high over the human village. Oh, we misheard the phrase harmony. We thought that you said harm own ye, and assumed that's what we were supposed to do. Harm and own ye. I'm a vampire Karibo now. Blah.
That is until the dark times, until the war.
Look at that half-naked vampire with a ponytail. He's definitely dressed for war. Also, wait, hold up. Can we take a moment to digest this? Yu-Gi-Oh! GX has now introduced to Yu-Gi-Oh! Canon that humans and vampires once went to war with one another. I just want that to sink in, because I feel it might get lost somewhere amongst all the cyborg monkeys and golden egg witches.
Neither soldier nor child was spared the horror as hatred decimated both our peoples.
I'm gonna guess that killing and slaughtering was what was decimating them for the most part, but sure. Hatred. That's a nice TV-appropriate way of putting it. Camula explains that she is the last of her race, and she had to go into hiding. Then she was approached by a stranger who offered her the choice of staying in her tomb or joining him in his quest to seek out the sacred beast cards. And really, who wouldn't put aside a centuries-old grudge against the human race and risk vampires being made extinct for a few cool trading cards? I know I would, and I've had a grudge against humans for ages. Camula says that for each duelist she defeats, their souls will be hers, and she will use these souls to resurrect her army of vampires. You've gotta feel bad, though, for whatever vampire ends up with Zane's soul. Even for the undead, he was particularly deadpan. Camula goes all out for the climax of her story.
And we would suck our revenge from the bloated vein of humanity!
Got a real Bela Lugosi from Bride of the Monster vibe from her there. She tampered in God's domain. I, for one, would absolutely let Camula suck the revenge out of me, for the record.
Wow, a little too much information there.
Oh, like you wouldn't be first in line, Jaden. Jaden isn't lacking confidence. Or puns.
Lady, if you think that I'm gonna give up, you really have gone fatty.
Jaden activates Pot of Greed. Is this the only duel I've seen where both players use Pot of Greed? I think it might be. And he plays the Amazon.com card.
I play Dark Factory of Mass Production!
Jaden activates a gate of his own. Fusion Gate. I haven't seen this many gates since I went to the Gate Museum and I had to open a gate to go in there. And I stayed at the Watergate Hotel while I was there. And the guest speaker was Bill Gates. I'm gonna stop now. And then he fusion summons Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. But wait, he doesn't stop there. He then fuses Elemental Hero Flame Wingman with Sparkman to summon Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. Wow! And of course Camula is shocked by this because I guess Jaden was keeping this card hidden in a special bat-proof briefcase under his bed or something?
But you've never used that card in your deck before!
Yeah, welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonist powers, baby. The card didn't even have to exist, let alone be in his deck, and Jaden could have summoned it. Camula says,
You put it in there when I wasn't looking, didn't you?
It's taking all of my Karibo strength to not make a sex joke about that. Come on, Karibo strength, don't let me down. Come on, Karibo. That's what she said, damn it. Jaden pimps out his new monster.
Boy, is he. Check out that glow.
I honestly thought he said, big boy, isn't he? And really, that could apply to any number of Jaden's monsters. The guy has a type, that's all I'll say. Jaden explains how Shining Flare Wingman will overcome Vampire Genesis despite having less attack points.
Because for each of my elemental heroes that are just chilling away back at the graveyard...
Jaden, they're dead. They're not chilling out anywhere. Is that what your parents told you when your family pet died? That it's chilling out in the graveyard? Jaden's concept of death needs some fine-tuning, let's say. With 2 elemental heroes in the graveyard, not chilling, just dead. Jaden's Shining Flare Wingman gains 600 attack, raising it to 3100. This gives it enough attack points to overcome Vampire Genesis, and Jaden calls out the attack.
Show this lady how we do things back at Duel Academy!
Oh, you mean fall asleep in class and risk failing school multiple times in the same month? Or maybe getting abducted because the school faculty doesn't care about your safety? Which aspect of Duel Academy life are you asking Shining Flare Wingman to emulate exactly, Jaden? Elemental hero Shining Flare Wingman attacks with Solar Flare, and as a result of Vampire Genesis's demise, all of Camula's monsters are destroyed. Jaden then explains that Shining Flare Wingman's special ability causes Camula to lose life points equal to the attack of the monster he just destroyed. This drops Camula to 0, who rather than assume the standard losing a card game position, instead opts to sort of kneel down gracefully. Presumably because the image of Camula on all fours would not be nice or TV appropriate. Jaden, having now wiped out the last remaining vampire in existence, comments on the gravity of this moment with level-headed composure and respect.
That's game!
Or he just celebrates winning a card game. I mean, that's clearly the most important thing here. Illusion Gate then manifests behind Camula, a spectral hand reaching out and plucking the very soul from her body before disappearing once more. Camula herself disintegrates in a puff of sexy magic, leaving behind her her Shadow Charm and her Zane Sackboy. Jaden is, again, rightfully concerned about the fact that he just wiped a race of people off the face of the planet.
Look! It's Zane's doll!
Or he's just excited to see the doll version of a guy that he knows. Again, I guess that's the most relevant thing to mention out of everything that's just transpired. Zane's doll glows with a purple ethereal energy and is replaced by the real Zane, though it would have been funny and totally believable if nobody noticed the difference. Baff is chazzled as Dr. Crowler also transforms back to his usual self, and then they all rush to the exits as the castle begins to crumble to pieces. Everyone watches from the shoreline as the castle collapses in on itself, each of them racked with the terror of the eldritch horrors they narrowly survived. All of them, that is, except for Jaden, who simply watches with a blank expression as the ancient force he destroyed sinks into the depths below. You know, that Jaden kid is holding on to a lot of f***ed up shit inside of that head of his. It's gotta register eventually, right? The dark clouds disappear and the sun comes out once again, and then we see Atticus lying in his hospital bed, thinking of Jaden.
Jaden, you did it.
Yes, from now on, whenever the cast of GX sees a sunrise, they will think of Jaden and thank him for sparing them from being slaughtered by vampires. And I think we should all start doing this as well, in real life. Thank you, Jaden, for protecting us from the Hooded Claw and keeping the vampires from our door. Jaden and his friends and Bastion look out onto Academy Island, and Alexis comments,
At last, the nightmare is finally over.
Nah, this show has like 150 episodes left. Oh, you mean the vampire thing. Right, yeah, sorry, phew. Bastion hands Camula's Shadow Charm to Jaden because obviously he's proven to be the most responsible and trustworthy with dangerous magical artifacts, and definitely isn't a punk kid who would trade them all for a new elemental hero card. Jaden comments that more Shadow Riders will be on the way, and then we pan up to see the sun shining brightly overhead. So please join me in thanking Jaden Yuki, our Lord and Savior, for protecting us from the armies of vampires that seek to drain our fleshy bodies of the sweet blood nectar within. Thank you, Jaden. If it weren't for you, we'd all be sleeping in coffins and dressing in sexy, revealing outfits. What a guy. And that's the end of the trilogy of terrifying Camula episodes, which is a real shame, I'm going to be honest. If you want my actual opinion of this episode and the episodes that Camula featured in, I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed getting to know Camula, the Shadow Rider. She was a very entertaining and different villain, especially for Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, she was funny, she was scary, she was sexy, she had just about everything, and she felt like a real threat. She felt like she was actually, she could have taken out all of the duelists herself. It really, I wasn't really feeling Night Shroud because Jaden took him out in one fell swoop, practically, and he had to take a bunch of hostages, whereas Camula was just willing to just, one by one, like, take all their souls, and it was, she seemed to be doing a good job of it up until this episode. And I think one thing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX has been missing has been an entertaining foil or villain character of sorts, because I really, I'm not a big fan of, like, Zane as he is right now, and I don't think he's really much of an antagonist yet, but I know he becomes one. And Crowler is obviously a very goofy antagonist. It's just, until this little storyline, there really hasn't felt like there's been a decent enemy to be contending with, and Camula really fit the bill, I thought. And I get the feeling that she's just not going to come back, which I assume is the truth, because I feel like people have said that to me before, and if that's it for Camula, I think it's a real shame. I think she could have stuck around at least for another arc or something, which is to say nothing of the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! GX just casually dropped the fact that vampires exist in the Yu-Gi-Oh! World, and then with this episode kind of undid that. They kind of just were like, well, there's vampires, but she's the last one and she's gone. So no more of that. No more vampires, no more interesting supernatural stuff going on here. I'm not too thrilled about losing Camula and the whole vampire subplot, which wasn't really a subplot. It was barely a sub, let alone a plot. But I was interested. I'm way more interested in the vampires and the war with the humans from centuries ago than I am about any of these sacred beasts, if I'm being honest. So I probably sound like I'm complaining about the episode and saying that it was bad. It wasn't bad. I'm just sad that they got rid of what I thought was a very interesting little plot thread that could have been explored at a later date. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they bring Camula and vampires and all that back. Maybe all of it comes to fruition much later down the line and I'm just not aware of it. I think it's a bit of a cop-out to have Jaden defeat the second Shadow Rider as well as the first one. Like, I get it. Yeah, he's the main character. Yeah, he's the hero. Yeah, he can be anybody if he puts his mind to it and his heart in his cards. But could have given that to somebody else. Didn't have to be Crowler or Zane, but I mean, I'd even accept Bastion doing it. I say that, but I'm questioning it as I say it. Still not sure how I feel about the Shadow
This is a real B&H customer story. Steph Mandis came to B&H to take her photography to the...
Yu-Gi-Oh! Was filmed before a live studio audience.
Hey, Joey. Heirs to Joey. Hey, are you in there? It's your move. Sorry, Yug. Doing this Brooklyn accent makes it difficult to concentrate on card games.
I know what you mean. My voice is pretty crazy, too. I'm thinking about changing it.
By the way, my grandpa has a super rare card.
Groovy.
You know, sometimes people ask me if I play Pokemon. I don't.
Joey, please wake up. Open your eyes. Doctor, you have to save him. Quick, inject him with 40 cc's of friendship.
I'm sorry. We've done everything we can. Only a miracle can save your friend now.
Then why aren't you using one of those? I'm sorry, guys. There's some sort of electrical interference preventing us from contacting the nearest hospital. It could be days before we get help for Joey.
He doesn't have days. In his current condition, Joey could die at any minute.
Oh my god! Shizu! Where did you come from?
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, I didn't notice you. We're trying really hard to get Joey some help, but in the meantime, if you guys could...
You're not trying hard enough, young man.
But we're doing everything we can.
Don't you sass me, boy. Now go to your room.
I don't have a room. Seto makes me sleep in the ship's exhaust port. It smells really funny in there.
Do not worry, my friends. Soon the Pharaoh will be victorious, and all will be well again.
Holy shit! Where did you come from?
I've been here the whole time.
Weird, I totally didn't see you. Scared the crap out of me.
Yes. So anyway...
Joey was counting on us, and we let him down. It's our fault. It's all our fault. No more crying, Yugi.
What?
No more crying. I can't have you crying during my duel with Kaiba. It will be very distracting, or else we won't be able to defeat Melvin. No doubt he is already hard at work plotting his next cruel scheme.
What, you f*** me? I f*** me?
I'd f me hard.
Damn you, Melvin! You killed Joey! And now you broke my hand! Are there no limits to your evil? Very distracting! No more of that! Rude?
Yugi, at last it comes to this. You and me, rival versus rival. One last epic duel to decide which one of us is truly worthy of the title King of Games. I've been waiting so long for this moment.
Didn't I already beat you like a gajillion times?
That's not a real number.
Yes, you see, they had to invent that number, because that's how many times I've beaten you. Shut up!
The duel between Herr Kaiba and Yugimoto is about to begin. Activating the holographic field.
Hey, what's going on?
Behold, Yugi, the duel arena, the location of your ultimate defeat. Yugi, you're a fool winning big duels, trying to play it cool, buddy. I'm gonna screw the rules. You got mud on your face. Big disgrace, said Kaiba's gonna put you back into your place, saying we'll play card games.
Kaiba, you're a man, you've got no fans. Beat me if you can. Try to summon your blue dragon, it's gonna end just the same. King of Games, then somebody's gonna put me in the Hall of Fame, saying we'll play card games.
What's happening out there, Duke?
I think they're singing. Yep, pretty sure they're singing. It's fucking weird. Despite the grandiose environment I placed us in, this is going to be a very simple by-the-numbers duel. Mano a mano. One ordinary duelist versus another.
And may the best pharaoh win.
Don't start with that already. It's like you actually think you're from ancient Egypt or something.
Bitch, I might be.
I activate enemy controller.
Wait, I thought you had to be online to play with that thing.
With this card, I can unlock hidden extras that make the game even easier for me. Watch. Up, down, left, right, B, A, start.
What does that do?
It gives me unlimited cards.
Okay, but how does that help?
What?
Won't that just make it harder for you to draw the card you want?
No, I have unlimited cards now. You only have 40. That is much less than what I have.
40, eh? Isn't that how many times I beat you?
No, you beat me like 3 times. Wait, no! All right, you asked for it. Take this. A, B, A, C, A, B, B, start.
Okay, I'll bite. What mode is this?
DK mode. It makes our heads considerably bigger.
For what purpose exactly?
I'm not quite sure.
Your cheat codes are a fine-ass madness, Kaiba.
Did somebody say fine-ass madness? Oh look, the babies are fighting again. Looks like somebody needs to get a smacked bottom. Or maybe I'll just tear out their throats. Wouldn't be the first baby I've killed today.
Come on, bro. Take it to the hoof.
Now I sacrifice my XYZ Dragon Cannon to summon my God card, Obelisk the Torment.
Go, Light Force Sword!
What? Did you just throw a sword through my f***ing card?
Looks like you should have adopted a new strategy, Kaiba. Eh?
Did you just...
Losing that card must have felt like abandoning your own child. But of course you must know how that feels. Eh?
Stop that.
You know, I often get told that I'm a better duelist than you. Eh?
Say that I'm adopted one more time. See what happens.
You're right, I shouldn't make fun of you. After all, your daddy must be very proud of you.
Don't you even...
Whoever that is.
That does it! I activate this card!
Well, I activate this card!
Then I activate this card!
Then I activate this card!
Jeez, everywhere I go, people are always fighting over which one of them gets to be murdered by me. Joke's on these guys. I'm gonna kill them both. My treat.
I activate this card!
I activate this!
Well, I activate this!
And I activate your mama!
Then I activate... What?
You heard me, Kaiba. Your mama. I activated her. Yes, you can stop searching, Kaiba. After all these years, it turns out I'm your daddy.
That does it, Moto. You've stalled for too long. Now allow me to be the first one to introduce you to my very own Egyptian god.
Too late, I'm summoning mine.
What? No! That's not fair! You can't possibly be about to summon your god card before mine!
Bitch, I might be. Behold! I give you Slifer, the executive producer, in all his executive glory.
Oh my Money.
Don't you mean God?
You worship your thing, I'll worship mine.
It looks like Yugi's got Kaiba on the ropes. He's going to have a hard time beating that God card, folks.
Beating. Yeah, and hard.
I haven't seen a beast that massive since I harpooned that kraken off the coast of Japan.
That was a baby dolphin. Murderer.
Well, it looked like a kraken.
Tasted like one too.
I hope you believe in God, Kaiba, because he's about to kick you in the tushy.
I don't think so.
Time to find out which of our God cards is truly the strongest.
I summon the all-powerful Obelisk the Tormentor.
Oh my various gods.
I hope you enjoyed being called King of Games, Yugi, because you're about to become the Duke of Dorks. Hi, this is the moment of truth, Yugi. You like to talk about fate, destiny, friendship.
Oh good, this again. I just love his douchey monologues.
Now go, Obelisk! Attack Yugi directly!
Not so fast, Kaiba!
Go, Obelisk! Attack Yugi!
No, I mean, hold on a second.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes way more sense.
I activate Card of Sanctity, causing both our God cards to have the same attack points, cancelling out the attack.
By the gods themselves, the battle between Kaiba and the Pharaoh is threatening to damage the very fabric of existence. If only I could be there to experience such an epic battle of wits. What's happening? Where are we?
Behold, Kaiba, the gods are showing us the truth about our past. I give you our sexy ancient Egyptian ancestors.
Why are they white?
What?
I mean, they're Egyptian, right? Why are they white?
Why would you choose to focus on that?
And for that matter, aren't we supposed to be Asian? Why are we white?
Kaiba, stop activating the race card and listen. They are about to say some really important things. In ancient Egyptian, no less.
I hate it when they make you watch with subtitles.
See, Kaiba? This bizarre and confusing hallucination proves that we are destined to play a card game with each other, like we are doing.
This proves nothing.
Proves you're a dick.
What's this? What the frig, Millennium Rod? Why aren't you obeying me? Have you been sleeping with somebody else? I thought we had something evil.
Well, that was weird.
I'll give you one thing, Kaiba. You're one of the strongest opponents I've ever faced. The only person who ever came close to being as manly and virile as you is Maximilian Pegasus.
Are you taking the piss?
No. How would I even do that?
Pegasus wasn't manly. He was a fop. A fruit. A fruity, foppish fruit fop. Comparing me to him is an insult. I'm a very down-to-earth, serious guy. Hey, Seto, the interior decorators called. They want to know what color wallpaper you want in your new office.
Make it blue and covered in cartoon dragons. Don't be ridiculous. Pegasus was a very macho guy, full of testosterone and confidence. He was a true man's man.
Yeah, he was a man's man, all right. He was that man's man and that man's man. He belonged to all kinds of men.
I don't follow.
Are you telling me you seriously didn't pick up on any of the signs?
Ooh, Kaiba boy.
What are you, gay?
Bitch, I might be.
Now, Yugi, face the wrath of my Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon! It is highly unlikely that you have the only card that could stop me from— Oh god, you have it, don't you?
I activate Diffusion! Oh, where are my manners? Would you like me to tell you what it does?
I know what it does.
Are you sure? Because you might need a reminder.
No, I've played this game for a very long time. I know what all the cards do.
Okay, but only if you're certain.
I'm 100%.
Diffusion allows me to diffuse—
Shut up, 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 shut up.
In summation, Kaiba, you suck. I win, you lose. Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Yugi, you may have beaten me, but I'll have my revenge in the movie, probably. Maybe.
Good luck with that, you skinny bastard. You may be rich beyond your wildest dreams and in charge of the biggest corporation in the world, but I am the vaguely titled King of Games. And in the end, isn't that far more valuable?
No. Hey, Yug, I'm alive again.
How did that happen, Joey?
I just woke up while I was off screen.
Neat.
Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. But it does contain the unstoppable Exodia.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Ooh, Kaiba boy.
What are you, gay?
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing?
Editing my video with the War 9.
What kind of YouTube videos do you make?
Makeup videos.
Which one's better?
So my favorite feature of the iPhone is...
What's so funny?
No more treats for you.
Why?
Because I said so.
Why? Whoa, your video's going viral! Is that all for you? Why is your room a mess? This is what happened.
No, 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 no!
Yo, dude, check this out.
Another late night at the office?
Need to work on my transition.
Hey, are you okay?
I thought he was the one.
Hey, check this out. Oh wow, where's this?
Hawaii.
I just arrived like
Whoa,
this morning.
you might want to vlog that. So, what's your story?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Contains trace amounts of maltodextrin. Please consult a doctor before consuming Yu-Gi-Oh!
It won't be long now until the Pharaoh and my brother's dark side do battle. I only hope that Melvin hasn't found a way to regain control over his Millennium Rod.
Thank you for calling the Millennium Item Tech Support Hotline. All of our agents are currently busy playing card games, so please remain on hold and we'll get to you soon enough. We assure you, your call is very important to us.
No! Curse you, automated tech support hotline! You have put me on hold for the last time! You see, it's exactly this kind of bullshit that makes me want to murder everybody.
Since I seem to have fully recovered from my life-threatening coma, I'm gonna challenge Kaiba to a card game.
Was it playing a card game what put you in a coma in the first place?
Yeah, but like my dad said right before he died of alcohol poisoning, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Hey, Kaiba. My name is not Kaiba. Since we both lost in the semi-finals, we should duel to see which of us deserves to win the bronze medal.
Win the bronze medal! Oh, that's cute. I like it. Oh, hilarious. You're a funny guy, Joey.
Joey's right. There are no real losers in Duel Monsters.
Ha ha!
Tristan, why are you laughing? Your hair looks like a box.
Look, all I want to know is whether I got what it takes to beat you after all this time. I'd be surprised if you have what it takes to beat Mokuba. I would kick your ass, white boy. Play nice, Mokuba. Quit disrespecting me, Kaiba. My name is not Kaiba. Duel me, or are you just a chicken? You tell me. You're the furry. My brother's gonna murder you, white boy. Down, Mokuba. Very bad.
Win the bronze medal. Classic Joey.
Come on, pick up the frigging phone before I stab someone out of boredom, as opposed to the many other reasons for which I tend to stab people.
This is Jerry from Millennium Tech Support. What seems to be the problem?
It's this rod. Ever since Yugi and Kaiba dueled, it hasn't been obeying me.
Okay, first off, have you tried turning it off and on again?
What?
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Since when did this thing have a friggin' on-off switch? It's a magical artifact.
Have you changed the batteries recently?
Are you listening to me? This is a piece of ancient Egyptian history. It's a mystical relic handed down through the ages.
Sir.
What?
Sir.
What?
Calm down, okay?
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay, I'm calm.
We're calm.
We're calm.
We're calm.
We're calm.
Okay, did you try turning on its Wi-Fi capability function?
Why the frig would it have a...
It's time to duel, Koiba. My name is not Koiba.
Oh, Joey, Koiba is going to slaughter him. I'd be surprised if he even broke a sweat.
How would playing a card game make you sweat?
Clearly you have never played the Dark Magician Girl.
Don't go easy on me, Koiba. Just because I was in a coma and probably suffered extensive brain damage, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna give it my all. Trust me, Wheeler. Even if you did have brain damage, I'm sure none of us would treat you any differently. Good. Wait, what? While these foolish fools are being distracted by this dong measuring contest, I, the evil Malik Ishtar, shall take control of their friend, T. Gardner, and force her to do my bidding. But first, I must come up with a plausible excuse for leaving the area. Oh no! I, T. Gardner, am having my period. I had better go insert several tampons inside my vagina, or else I might get pregnant.
You do that, T. Nobody wants you to get pregnant.
Least of all me, T. Gardner.
Her voice gets less convincing by the day.
Shizu! Taya, what are you doing here? And why does your face seem even more vacant than usual? Sister, it is I, Merrick. I have taken control of T. Gardner's body so that I can defeat my evil half. Putting yourself in the body of a helpless girl so that you can defeat the ultimate evil. That's pretty stupid even by your standards, Merrick. Thank you. Wait, are you wearing a bra? No, I took that thing off. It was getting in the way of my girls. Merrick, I command you to put a bra on this instant. I refuse! My melons were meant to be free. Merrick, cease this foolishness. I can jiggle if I want to. I can leave my bra behind, because my boobs don't bounce, and if they don't bounce, well, they're no boobs of mine. Merrick, come back. I don't know why I told you any of this. Bye. Joey and Kaiba's mutual hatred of each other is making this duel hard to watch. I summon Gearfried in attack mode, you son of a bitch. I activate enemy controller, you ass clown. Rich boy, hacker wuss, money bags, idiot with blonde hair. I hate you. I hate you a slightly larger amount. Just already.
Wait a minute. Are you even Egyptian?
No, sir. I'm from New Jersey.
I demand to speak to someone from Egypt.
I'm sorry, sir, but all our call centers are outsourced to America.
Friggin' typical. No wonder he wasn't any help.
Take your filthy hands off my shiny rod.
Well, if it isn't Dora the Explorer.
Where? I mean, no, it's me, Matic.
I know. I recognize those boobies anywhere. Have you finally come to claim your hug?
No, I've come to claim your life.
You dumb motherfucker! Don't you know that even if you succeeded in killing me, you'd be losing the only chance at regaining your body? It would just be like killing yourself.
Curses! Out of all the airtight plans I've created, this just had to be the one to fail.
I'm going to enjoy carving you into 1,000 tiny pieces.
But wait, what about what you said before? It'd be like killing yourself.
What can I say? I'm die-curious.
Just already.
I'm glad I'm not wearing a bra. They don't call me T. Gardner for nothing.
Wi-Fi mode on.
No, my brain. Think of all the stomach-exposing tops I'll never get to wear. Leave my brother alone, brother.
Shizu.
I see you got your rod working again. Let me guess. Tech support?
Yes, although apparently using it as a murder weapon voids the warranty. And speaking of void, prepare to be introduced to it.
Give it up, Wheeler. This duel is as good as over. You're just as worthless as ever. Yeah? Well, say what you will about me, Kaiba, but at least I'm not. If you're about to make a comment about my being adopted, save it. I'd rather have no parents than live a single day in your shoes, Wheeler. You're a joke. Your father was a drunk, and your mother was smart enough to walk out on your ass when you were too young to start poisoning the world with your stupidity. But by all means, call me adopted. Go on. do it. I was gonna call you a dork.
Well, that was about as scathing as a YouTube comment. It looks like Taya's gone missing.
Why do you care?
She has my keys. I have to rescue them.
Say hello to the Shadow Realm, Merrick.
Hello, Shadow Realm.
I'm not even spawned on your mind.
Hey, Taya, can I have my keys back? Wait, what's going on here?
Fado, you shouldn't be here. It's too dangerous. Melvin is about to destroy all of us.
But are my keys okay?
Your keys?
Yes, I require them to open things.
Welcome to the party, Yugi. We were just about to play Twister. It involves me twisting your neck until it goes snap. We were also going to play Snap. It has similar rules.
I usually enjoy parties that have unconscious women on the floor, Melvin, but this party is just bad. You should really think about hiring a magician next time, or at least a piñata.
Don't worry, Pharaoh. When we duel, I'll give you more piñatas than you could possibly imagine.
I don't know how he did it, but he made that sound bloody threatening.
Oh my god, that's right, Pharaoh. Friend me. Friend me. Friend all over my face. Oh, that's so friendly of you. Oh, you're such a good friend. Make friends with my vagina.
Taya, wake up.
Oh my god! I didn't say anything weird, did I?
Yes.
Oh, Pharaoh, you came to rescue me.
Actually, I came for my keys.
Oh.
Wait a minute. They were in my pocket all along. Way to waste my time, Taya.
Just already! Now I bring forth my blue eyes!
No way. Old Blue Eyes is back?
Blue eyes! Wipe out Joey's remaining life points!
Man, I lost again. But at least I held my own for a while, huh, Kaiba? We were still on the first turn.
Oh, I hope you learned a lesson from all this, Wheeler. Never try to do anything ever. You'll only fail and look like a f***ing idiot.
Big brother, quit being so mean.
What?
I think Yugi was right when he said that you have nothing but hate inside your heart.
You have nothing but hate inside your heart, Kaiba. Also, you dress funny.
Dress funny?
Don't be silly, Mokuba. Hey, Kaiba's a good guy.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't want to admit it, deep down he knows he's our friend. Okay, let me make this very simple for all of you. You're losers. I don't mean that in an endearing way. It f***ing hurts me that I have to interact with all of you so much. Duke, you're a lecherous pervert with a failed game store. Congrats. Oh, Wheeler. The only reason anyone even acknowledges you is because your best friend is the king of games. You'll probably end up in jail in about 5 years with bills coming out of your ass because you have absolutely no real-life skills. And you're a giant parasite on society and everyone around you.
Well, you don't have to be so rude, Kaiba.
And my name is not Koiba. And Tristan. Tristan, you are the single most worthless human being I've ever met. Deuces.
Hooray! I'm friends with Kaiba.
Do you want to dance with me?
Go and f*** yourself.
Why won't anyone dance with me?
Because I want to f*** you.
I usually enjoy parties that have unconscious women.
And your mother was smart enough to walk out on your ass before you were too young to fuck. That's not the right line.
I may be Dr. Nina Ford Johnson, but I'm a mom first. With COVID going around affecting black kids at a higher rate, I'm telling any parent with kids 5 years and older, mine will be getting the COVID vaccine as soon as they're old enough.
By the